All right. Who would like to start reading?
Ruben would like to start reading.
Good. Chapter 12, a prelude to the dialogues. Welcome, my new brothers and sisters in Christ, to the creation of the future through the sustainability of Christ consciousness. Today, we join together to birth the new. From this time on, I will respond to you through direct communication or dialogue rather than through teaching. As with all new means of doing anything, this dialogue must have a starting point. This is it. One more. At this time, there is a gathering of pioneers of the new already in existence. They are beginning to see that they learn as one. They are beginning to see that their questions are the same. They are beginning to see that they share in means not confined to the physical senses. I'm complete. Thank you.
Ruben, I'm next. This prelude will address them individually and collectively as you join with them in unity. You will realize that it also addresses you individually and as part of the collectivity of the whole. This dialogue will, however, be ongoing, and this is your invitation to participate in this dialogue. No matter where you are, no matter what concerns you still hold within your heart, no matter what questions are emanating from your mind, they will be met with a response. Two changes of enormous proportions are upon you. First is the end of learning, the ramifications of which will only slowly occur to your mind and be surprising revelations there. The second is the beginning of sharing in unity, a change of heart, a change that your heart will gladly accept, but that your mind, once again, will be continuously surprised, be continuously surprised to encounter. One more. Take delight in these surprises. Laugh and be joyous. You no longer have a need to figure things out. Oh, thank goodness for that. Surprises cannot be figured out. They are meant to be joyous gifts being constantly revealed. Mm-hmm. Gifts that need only be received and responded to. Samuel, you're next on the list if you want to read today.
Okay. Once these dialogues are sustainable without need of written word, the written word will be less necessary. In the meantime, let me explain why these written words are not the acts of an intermediary and why they represent direct learning. The simple and complete explanation of the non-intermediary nature of this dialogue is that it exists in unity. It is given and received in unity. Mm-hmm. Intermediary steps were needed only for the separate state. Mm-hmm. All conditions that were intermediary in nature during the time of learning are, during the time of sharing, naturally converted to direct experiences of sharing.
Beautiful, huh?
Thus, if you have been religious, abandon not your churches, for you will find within them now direct experiences of sharing. If you have found guidance and comfort in the written word, abandon not the written word, for the written word will now elicit direct experiences of sharing. If you have enjoyed learning through gathering of students, gather still and experience sharing directly. If a time arrives when you no longer feel drawn to these modes of sharing, share anew in a ever wide configuration. Configurations. All you must remember now is that the time of learning is past. While you are still encountering concerns and questions, you will be prone to continue to think of yourself as a learning being. While these dialogues continue to address these same questions and concerns, you will be prone to think of them as teaching dialogues, and to consider yourself still a student. Should I go further, or should I stop?
How are we guys going with this?
I feel it's going a bit fast.
It's going a little bit too fast, but it's okay. That's why kind of like, let's slow it down a little bit. But let's also see, we can even put it into experience. What is this that he's talking about? Yeah.
I've had questions about sharing.
Yes.
Like what does he mean by sharing? Because, you know, in the world, sharing has you know, maybe you need to speak something out. You know, you think about preachers and stuff like that, but I don't think that's necessarily what he's talking about. It could just be like extending the self to include.
Yes. So we could have a discussion, right? Or we could go like this. What is your heart saying right now? Don't answer with your mind. Don't say a word. Just go into that place in you. If your heart was going to say something, what would it say? But don't say it. Yes. Did you see where you had to go? Like,
if there was a sound, it was.
I don't know if you noticed that Alison just had a shape shift on her face. Yeah. There is something changes when you connect to your heart. You didn't go into your mind, right? You went somewhere else. That's sharing. Because when you went there, I felt you. And instead of you telling me what you have to say, I can feel you where you went. And in that sense, we are in a dialogue. Guys, this is the key of it all. Because we can discuss spiritual concepts until cows come home. We'll get nowhere. This is where it's real. When it touches your heart, because as soon as you went to your heart, your shape shifted, Alison. You just your complexion softened, your eyes went down, and this quietness comes in. Because do you remember that little practice when I said, let's just drop from here, let's say you are here on the level of the mind, which we think it's here, right? And just come down here, just for a second, just drop down here. It's already different. Can you feel the difference? And of course, there has to be a felt difference. It's not a mental thing. Just keep going lower, very slowly, just lower and lower. And notice that you survive going out of your head, that is actually safe to not be thinking too much. It means we're no longer learning. right? If you're out of your head, there is nothing to learn. Only in your head you have to learn things. Just keep going lower and lower and lower. Now, there should be hardly any thoughts there, because there is not a thinking place where you are now. And just keep going lower until you reach what seems like your chesty, even below your chest a little bit inside, but it's not your physical self. Yeah, it's like this different quality of being already. Can you guys feel it? Just nod your head if you do. Yeah, that's it. That's it. See, now we're dropping somewhere. There's also even some talking. There is a different quality in the room. Can you feel it? Yeah. See, in the learning in time of Christ, he says, like when you have a question, how does it make you feel rather what you think about it? Yeah. So now you're in their heart, and there is a different level of answer there, isn't there? That's dialogue. Now we're in some kind of different realm altogether. Can everyone feel this, or can anybody actually not feel that, what I'm talking about? Yeah. Now let's experiment a bit more. You guys are game? You guys game to experiment a bit more?
Yeah.
Now let's go even lower. Go like to a below your solar plexus, but not, again, this is not the body thing. It's just how does it feel in there? Yeah. Can you feel like it's a little bit more slower and denser? We want to get that density, allow it to be so it begins to move. Yeah. And even lower. Yeah. How's that, Mark? Yes, right. Exactly. Yeah, that's it. See, there's like a different level of being altogether. So you enter into the wholeness of your being, not just your enlightened mind. You can just throw that in a rubbish bin, It's like just not enough. It's too late. It's got to be wholesome, full body experience until we begin to feel this elevation of form. Yeah, so your physicality begins to feel different. Like you get that light all the way into your cells, and it begins to vibrate in you. Yeah. How's that, guys? And I always recommend slight tilt of your head forward, so you actually as if looking down rather than looking up. We've done enough looking up for God, didn't find it there. It's down the bottom. The kingdom is below. So just keep looking down. Yeah. If anything appears to be scary, just kiss it. That's just the frog that's waiting for your blessing, forgiveness, right? If you still need to be forgiving something. Yeah. And so now we're in a different level of dialogue. Yeah. And even if you could put it into a word, what would be the word where you find yourself right now? Or sound even. What's the sound there? Oh. Anyone? Yeah. Oh. Yeah. That's it. Oh. And if there was one word, what would that be from that place?
Home.
Yeah. Home. How good is that? Then allow that home to be given. Says, to everyone I offer my home. Move in with me. Exactly. You see? And to sustain this place, you got to give it. So you just go like, oh, I'm going to share my home with you. Do you guys feel like there is a little bit more connection between us when you go there? Yeah? It's no longer exchange of ideas and sharing similarities, but this is a deeper connection. So in a nutshell, this is what this is all about. And now you're actually not learning, you're just experiencing yourself anew. You're no longer exchanging ideas in your mind and comparing. You're simply being. Yeah. There's a place when you get there, when it's that real home, will always smile you. But if it's not smiling, you could smile and you might just connect to it easier. Because, you know, like the kingdom is not a serious matter. It's a place of subtle joy. Actually, today's lesson, of course, because the gentleness, creation's gentleness is all I see. Feel that. Creation gentleness. So now from this place in there gentleness, softness, heaven-like hush of being, softening, easing off, dislodging density, oozing. You don't ooze, you lose, you know? So just oozing the light you are. Yeah, I'm the light of the world. Just gonna ooze it. If you don't give it, you don't have it. Then you search for it. Yeah. Does that answer the question in a different way? Yeah. That's why we read a bit slower, because we want each sentence to touch these places inside of us that usually don't even get accessed because everything is done in the head, in the mind. So we have to encompass everything, the whole body as well, include it all in. Very good. How's that, Alison?
It's better. I do recognize in myself as I'm this a held thing. I'm holding something. I've got so much going on in my life, and I'm finding it hard to just let go of it all.
Yes, because you think that by holding, you will hold it together.
Yeah, I'd love to let it go. It's
I'd say hold it. Just keep holding it. Just hold it, like hold it.
I'm going to go insane if I keep holding it.
But now you can see it. You see, now you see that you're holding it. If you're trying to get rid of the holding, you're not really looking at it. So it's just grips on you. But if you actually allow yourself to be what it is, allow everything be what it is. So you allow that holding, hold it. The next minute you go like, oh my God, this is enormous. But now you see it, and now you can dispel it. Yeah? Yeah, and meet it with love. Meet it with like, oh, sweetheart, we are holding, aren't we? Well, let's just keep holding. Because if I ask you, is that okay that you are holding? Your real answer would have to be no. Yes.
My answer is no, it's not all right.
Yeah, it's not all right. Right there, you're rejecting yourself. That is the attack upon myself, right?
Yeah.
That's the attack thought. I shouldn't be feeling the way I am. And that's hell. Yeah, that rejection is a hell. So now just allow yourself to have it with acceptance. Okay, sweetheart. Snooky, was ist denn da los down there? What is happening? You see? There's some there in there that just wants love. It just feels, it's just not held by love. So you just love it to smithereens. You know, you just love it up, as if it was the most precious part of you. And then you at one yourself, that's the atonement, yeah? At one myself with everything that's in there, rather than divide. Because when you divide, you lose God, you lose you, which is God, really.
Honestly, Cole, like I hear what you're saying, and I did have a moment of feeling like hold it like a baby, you know.
Yeah.
But what I'm actually feeling is such intense fucking rage at the moment.
Beautiful. Beautiful, darling. That's it. See, now you're getting in touch with it. That's beautiful. Now
there doesn't seem to be any respite from it. It's just there. I have moments of coming out of it, and then, you know, it's all about my mum, my relationship with my mum. And she says something, and it's like, oh, holy fuck, how am I gonna not just throw this at her, you know?
Yes. And then you have no way to express this. So what you do with it, you got to hold it somewhere, you see? Yeah. Yeah, beautiful. Absolutely beautiful, darling. Yes. And you can bring it in here and we all embrace it with love. Isn't she adorable? Like, she's beautiful in this place, darling. That's the vulnerability we're all hiding for anything. Beautiful.
I'm scared, you know, I've had moments I just feel like I'm scared it's just I'm gonna blow like a volcano and kill her or something, you know, just like.
Yes. This is the most, this is actually a really good place to be in. Remember in A Course in Miracles when it says, every twinge of annoyance is nothing but a veil drawn across an intense fury.
Yeah.
This is it. You're getting in touch with that, you know, that fury is the awakener.
Oh, great.
That fury is the awakener, darling. Just allow the fury to express the way the fury needs to express, not how you think you should express it. Allow the fury to be itself, like ooze it out. Give it.
Yeah.
And you will feel the movement. Can you feel elevated slightly?
Yeah, I can laugh again.
Exactly. That's a resurrection, basically. We make it so complicated. It's so simple, really.
Yeah.
Beautiful. You know, and guys, can you feel it? Can you feel that movement? Yes. So you're taking us with you, honey, and we're flowing. We all hold this too. So we allow it to be moved as well. Yeah. It's like, that's always my question, you know, have you got in touch with this intense fury?
Yeah.
And we go like, yeah, well, anger is not justified. No, bullshit. This needs to be expressed. You need to give it to God. Say, God, I'm furious. Thank you very much for your blessing and touch. Boom. And it begins to move. Yeah. Then you're no longer holding it. That's how we get sick. We hold this, hold it. And we're walking around like little explosives that just need a little spark to just go crazy. Beautiful.
Thank you, Cole.
Yeah, thank you. My
Thank you,
God,
everyone.
it's like so precious. That's so precious.
I certainly benefited for this little interlude. So, yeah, thank you, everybody. Wow.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Mm.
Mm. Yeah. That's it. Yes, it is from Course in Miracles. But I was actually quoting Course in Miracles there. It's already in the lesson, I think 20 or 21, you know? Every twinge, you will become increasingly aware that every little twinge of annoyance is nothing but a veil drawn across an intense fury.
Mm.
When I read that, I'm interested in this fury.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm not interested in a veil. I'm interested in this fury. You know? How do you think the righteous of all came my way? Just after I ask you, like, I want to know about this fury. Next minute, there's like this, whoa. Yeah.
Mm.
We have a course for the mind, but we also need a course for feelings, which is like, how many of you is highly emotionally intelligent?
Getting better
Put
slowly.
your hand up. How many are highly emotionally intelligent? Yeah.
The first
That's
two
the
words,
part
yes,
of us.
highly emotional.
That's the part of us that needs evolution, because the intellectual mind is just killing us, as we all can see. The world's going crazy. Emotional intelligence denied, so then everything is coming from the head, and we don't connect to the heart. So your inner child doesn't even have a father or mother, doesn't have the presence or feeling. See that? All right.
Hey.
Yeah.
That really did something for me, Cole.
Which
when
one?
you said your inner child doesn't have a mother or father, I was like, yes.
Yes. You know, so what about my inner boy? Well, it's fatherless and motherless, so it's like a little brat. I'm not having this, I'm not having that. Well, there's no presence and there is no real feeling in there. So he's got no Mary, and there is no God, there's no Father. So there is no Christ being born. Can you see how it's all really just simple? Yeah. God is your presence. He will say it soon, I think in a day somewhere. He says, your being, which is God. God is not far from you. God is you as being, not as just a thinking. Yeah. All right, guys, it's good. Shall we go on?
Yep. Alison, if you're up to it, you're next. Otherwise, we can come back to you.
Yeah, I'm definitely up to it.
Now that I'm flowing.
Can I go back to the beginning of that paragraph, 12:10?
Thanks, love. Easily.
All you must remember now is that the time of learning is past.
Yes.
While you are still encountering concerns and questions, you will be prone to continue to think of yourself as a learning being. While these dialogues continue to address these same questions and concerns, you will be prone to think of them as teaching dialogues and to consider yourself still a student. Considering yourself thus is simply a condition of the old, for which you will need to be vigilant. You will again be surprised, however, to find what an enormous difference the release of this idea will make in your capacity to express who you are.
Mm.
Yes. See, you just did that. You just express who you are, even if it's like furious little self, but you are actually being real, you see?
As long as you continue to invite learning, you will continue to invite the conditions of learning.
Oh.
These are the conditions you have experienced throughout your lifetime and have expressed a willingness to leave behind. Only you can leave these conditions behind. The only way to do so is to, for a short while, be vigilant of your thought patterns so that you eradicate the idea of learning in separation and replace it with the idea of sharing in unity.
Beautiful.
Learning is a condition of the separated self. Oh,
yeah, nice. Beautiful.
Which is why it is no longer needed. You will not fully realize unity while you continue to hang on to this condition of the separation. Another thing that you will want to be vigilant of, dear brothers and sisters, is the learned wisdom of the past. Let me give you an example that relates to the state of rebellion that was discussed within the text of this treatise. Learned wisdom of the past. Oh, someone else?
Yep, Kim.
Thanks, Alison. So good.
Thank you.
Thank you. This example arose from one of those already gathered who was questioning the state of contentment. She quoted a learned priest and scholar who spoke of how he knew, as soon as he was content within the life of the monastery, that it was time to once again move out into the world. What he was really saying was that he saw the dawning of his contentment as the sign that one period of learning was over and that it was time to move on to the next. During the time of learning, this statement was consistent with learned wisdom. During the new time of sharing, there is no next phase of learning for you to move on to. There is no reason for you not to exist in continual contentment. Continual contentment will not stunt your growth or prevent you from sharing or from expressing yourself anew.
Are you having some movement there, Kim?
Yeah, it's like this constant fight against it. Yeah. Continual contentment seems like, what? Yeah. Is this not a good example of the learned wisdom that needs to be left behind? But what of the questions it raises? do you not respond to the idea of continual contentment with doubt? Not only doubt that it be continual, but with doubt that you would desire it to be. Ooh. These questions relate to our earlier discussion of temptations of the human experience. Are you willing to leave them behind?
Wow.
Yeah. I don't know about that. Are you willing, for instance, to leave behind the idea that contentment cannot and should not last?
Just like one more little thing. When you see a question, it's usually good to answer it. Like, what's your answer? When there's a question, do you know how Jesus taught by asking questions? And when you answer it, you actually get an answer to yourself.
Can we start that paragraph again, please? And just answer each question as it comes?
Let's do it.
Okay. Is this not a good example of the learned wisdom that needs to be left behind?
What do you think?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's different when you answer it, isn't it? Like, oh shit, hang on a second. I actually have to apply this, not just read another book. Right?
Oh no, not apply it.
Not apply it, just know more. Let's know more, eh?
Yeah, because it's like, oh, contentment, must be something wrong here. This isn't right. I'm not learning anything.
It's never going to last, right?
I tell you what happens. I tell you what happens. Imagine you're content like constantly. And it's not like you like this raw content. You just like content, right? Guess what? When you like that, you're constantly seeding that in your will. So you get more and more contentment. This can get to a point where it becomes unbearable. And what comes in is this crazy desire to get rid of it. That's the first obstacle to peace, right? Remember that? That's often avoided. But you will see that when you feel really good, something will creep in. Tiny made idea will creep in and steal the show again, right? And I'm telling you, if you could be content for 4 days, I could almost guarantee you'll be on your knees begging for it to stop. Seriously, you'll be begging for it to stop. It's like, okay, enough of this. I can't bear it.
But look at that word.
Human beings are ridiculous. We're hilarious.
We are hilarious. This is incredible, you know?
But look at that word, contentment. It's about the content.
Yeah.
Yes.
I love how you bring that up, Kim. You bring up the words and how they work, you know?
Because there's so much hidden in the words, and they just go by, you know?
Yes.
There's actually much more to it.
Well, when a word becomes flesh, that means you are actually allow yourself to fully experience that one single word. And if your emotional intelligence is high enough, you will also feel that word experientially, which is emotionally and feelingly, right?
Yeah.
And next minute, you're an embodied being. You're not just like traveling in your head full of concepts, which are useless.
It's like this continual search for it, and yet when we have it, it's too much.
Too much. So let's just try this just for a second. So can you allow yourself to be content, like really content right now? Say yes. Say yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Say yes.
Yes.
Good. You see, the minute you say yes, what's happening? It becomes flesh. It becomes tangible. You got to bring it into the body. We got to elevate this mass of rejection and turn it into resurrection, right? So feel content, and can you allow yourself to feel even more content? Say yes.
Yes.
Because the minute you say yes, your will immediately manifests it for you. It's instantaneous. Watch out, Alison's gonna take a roof off now. Good. Good.
Because my immediate response, in all honesty, Cole, is no.
Yes, beautiful, beautiful. Yes. Well, mind wants to say
this early stage.
You know why mind wants to say that? Because the minute you allow it, the mind will be useless to you. And it doesn't want to be useless. It wants to be part of everything, you know?
So yes.
So say yes.
Yes.
And can you allow it even more? Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Can you feel the intensity already? Yeah, I know. It's intense. It's like it's a turn on. It's a real turn on. You know? Keep going. Can you allow it even more than that? Gentlemen, are you on this? Can you allow contentment, like fully, content? Make a side of contentment, like, right? Yeah, exactly. And even more, guys, even more. It's so much that it begins to come out of your body as if. And I want you to fill the whole room that you're in with this contentment and just fill it up, like make it thick in there, like butter, like thick. Oh, that's it. Can you allow it even more? Say yes.
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 Yes, and even more. Good, good. It will put a smile on your face there. Sam, did you feel, you just felt it, right? Exactly, yes. And even more. Now let's go. Let's turn this on like contentment on steroids. Open the windows and let it flood out and flood the whole Shire you live in. Just flood it. Flood everything with contentment. This is the even Noah's Ark wouldn't help you now. Like you want to flood the whole Shire. You want to flood the earth, right? Flood it. That means that's all it means. Allow the feeling and emotion to fully be itself. And keep giving it. See, this is giving and receiving as one. The more you give it, more you what?
You're receiving.
You receive it, you have it. So when you're searching for something, it's only because you're not giving it.
Yeah.
What was the symbol of the flood in the Bible?
Don't know.
Because I just got that then. It's like,
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
When they talk about waters and floods and no one survives, that's it. You drown.
I had a dream last night.
You just drown the mind for its stupidity. And you become flowing waters again. You become life. You become alive. Your barren body that's been empty, devoid of life, becomes alive again.
I had a big flood dream last night.
Yeah, beautiful. So here it comes. Now give it even more. Just give it even more. Flood the whole freaking cosmos. Like, flood, flood, flood everywhere. To the end of everywhere. You can even imagine that you can even make out. Just keep going. More you give it, more you have it. More you have it, more you give it. This has no end. Becomes unbearable lightness of being. Good. You guys alive a little bit? What you're doing? You're giving what you already have. It's in you, right? It just had to be dragged out of you. Dislodge your mind from its fixed position and allow it to ooze. If you don't ooze, you lose. You know? If you don't give, you choke on it because it's in you. And if you don't give it, it becomes that, like it drowns you, just like flood would.
So it has to be able to move through you rather than you don't grab it and then you've got it. You've got to allow it to flow.
Bingo. Yes. The more you give it, the more abundance is around. And that's the true abundance. Just coming in a daze, right? Like true abundance. It's you giving what you already have. You know what? The kingdom of heaven is with you. You might say, I don't know where it is. Don't worry, just give it. To everyone, I offer the kingdom of heaven. Say it.
To everybody, I offer
offer
the kingdom of heaven.
And to everyone, I offer the kingdom of heaven even more.
To everyone, I offer the kingdom of heaven. Even more.
Even more.
And even more than that.
Even more than that.
Even more than that.
that.
Even
And
more.
now it starts. See, now you're
Flooding.
birthing it in you. You're birthing it by giving it.
Flooding.
Yes. Flood.
Wow.
Spread your legs, ladies. You know, spread your legs, gentlemen. Don't hold it back. Let
Flooding.
it ooze out of you. Let it ooze out of your feet. Out of your, you got to get the light in your thing where you're sitting on. It's got to go light everywhere. Yeah? Beautiful.
Wow.
The more you give it, more you have it, more you have it, more you give it. It has no end. Except if you do this now, imagine doing this for 5 days.
Oh,
Just that one single thing. You're not going to be able to bear it.
no.
Yeah? That's what you have to get used to. This kind of elevated self, a form that's constantly vibrating.
Mm.
And that's why Course in Miracles is so incredible, because it trains you to do this wherever you go. You don't have to sit on a mountain. You don't have to sit in your room. You do this everywhere you go. Yeah. You see the light of the world in everyone. So look around and go like, hey, you're the light of the world. Say it. What you're doing, you're giving it to them.
Yes.
You giving it, and by you giving it, you have it. Seriously, we don't have to learn anymore. This is like the end of teaching of any kind. What you don't give, you don't have. End of story.
Mm. Wow.
Mm-hmm. But funny enough, when Alison was saying, I'm actually really pissed off, guys, did you feel the giving of it? And did you see how beautiful that was?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because we think, because it looks darkly, that it's all hell. No, no, no. It's just seen darkly. It's all condensed light. All of it. The whole shebang.
Good way to put it.
Yes. And the more you give it, more you release it. Can you see? The more you go like, oh, I'm not going to show you that I'm pissed off. Oh, I'm not showing you I have a grievance. Now you're choking on it. Now you're storing it. Next minute you go like, oh my God, I've got a bit of a abscess here. You know, I've got something stuck in my body. What was ungiven? So it's just suffering inside.
Joel Goldsmith talks about, he quotes this poem, and it's something about allowing the imprisoned splendor to escape.
Exactly.
Oh,
That's what it says to me now. I mean, I've never really understood. I just get it. Oh, it's
This is
allowing
the-
it
wow.
to flow.
Blessed residue. The blessed residue. See?
And imprisoned is the right word. If you're not letting it flow, it's imprisoned.
Yeah, and you're the jailer.
Yeah.
You got the key. You say, no, 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 no. I keep this locked. I keep this locked. And I won't feed it anything, so it's dying in me. Next
and then
minute,
it attacks. And then it
minute,
attacks the body
rigor
trying to get
mortis.
out.
Say it again.
And then it's like it's attacking the body. It's trying to get out, and it's trying to be.
Yeah.
So,
Love it.
yeah.
Yeah, it's got to be real. It's got to move. It's got to happen.
And love it.
Yeah.
Love it just came out of my mouth, but
Yeah.
literally I need to love it. I need to
Yeah.
love that rage, that fury, that anger. I need to love it out.
That's it.
Yeah.
Mm.
So you made the ego
I'm really
without
seeing
love.
how.
You know that line, you made the ego without love, so ego doesn't love you. So when you meet ego, it's like, my ego, what do? Sweetheart, I see you. You don't want to go, let's get rid of this ego because the ego is not real or whatever. It's totally real if it's in you and if it's affecting you. But embrace it, meet it with love. You made the ego without love, so ego doesn't love you. How are you going to teach ego to love? It can't be taught to be loved. Bullshit. You meet it with love, it will just disappear. It will just go like, oh shit, I'll join in. I can't be fooling you anymore. See? But you have to feel the love to offer it to it. Because ego is this separated thing. Ego can't feel a thing. So first you have to feel the love, and then you have something to love this ego with. So the ego actually learns that love is okay, and then it can join with it. In that sense, you undo it, but you just don't get rid of it. You fully embrace everything that was ever made in you. All the tiny made ideas come like, oh, sweetheart, did you just think that? What did that do to you? Did that ruin your life?
Wow.
Yeah. Do you remember? I don't know if you guys remember, once we were doing this and I said, you know what the Last Judgment looks like?
What?
Last Judgment. You know, the Last Judgment, that idea that one day you will stand in front of God.
Oh, right. Yeah.
You know what it looks like? It looks like this. So he's standing in front of God and he goes, so how was it? I said, oh, I fucked up. I did this. Did you? How'd you do that? That's amazing. I gave you the kingdom and this is what you did? Wow, that's amazing. You're my beloved child in whom I'm well pleased. I have never seen anyone fuck up so bad. You're so good. You're the best. I'm amazed that so much kingdom I gave you, and what you made out of it is unbelievable. See? It's a loving being. It's like forever loving being, which is you. There's no one else out there, actually. Yeah, nice. So there, see if you can practice your contentment and you will see how unbearable it becomes, because we're not used to it. The whole cellular structure is just so kind of, you know, like there's no way to go and share it either because everything's so dense and tight.
Wow.
Yeah. All right, shall we continue? We were doing the answers.
I'm not sure which question I'm up to. Do you not respond to this?
I think is this not a good example?
Yeah, I read that one. But what of the questions it raises?
Yeah.
We did that. Do you not respond to the idea of continual contentment with doubt?
Yes.
Yes, certainly do.
See? Can you guys see the difference between just reading the question without answer?
Yeah.
It's actually Course in Miracles does the same. He's got like thousands of questions. Nobody answers it. Because
it's a way of engaging yourself with it.
Say it again?
It's a way of engaging yourself with it.
Yes. Beautiful.
Not only doubt that it can be continual, but with doubt that you would desire it to be.
Yes.
It's a different story. The book.
The mind. Yeah, my mind says continual contentment. That would be boring.
That's exactly what the mind will tell you.
Yeah.
It becomes unbearable.
These questions relate to our earlier discussion of temptations of the human experience. Oh, that must be what it is, yeah. Are you willing to leave them behind?
No way.
No. Yeah.
See?
No.
And you now even say no way and look at the joy in your face because you are being true. Tell the truth and you set yourself free. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Are you willing, for instance, to leave behind the idea that contentment cannot and should not last?
Hey, answer
Yep.
that one.
Yeah, should not.
Wow.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, because there's always this trap of having to experience the contrast, the opposite. Oh.
It's also the massive addiction to thinking. Any of you guys addicted to thinking here?
Because all concepts have an opposite.
We should make a like thinking anonymous.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, that's a good one.
And all the roles, all the characters that we play.
Oh,
like,
God.
There's no room for contentment there. There's got to be drama.
Yes. And the addiction to getting used to feeling like shit. You almost like you stop feeling like that. You go like something's missing in your life.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Because of the addiction, right?
That's the greatest addiction there is.
It is.
Don't worry about alcohol.
Oh, yeah.
Addiction to thoughts.
Yeah, addiction to thoughts. Yeah.
I have to remember that one.
Yeah.
Oh, because I am so addicted to.
Yeah.
You know.
Join the club, honey. Join the club.
Yeah.
We all,
Join the club.
we all suffering the same syndromes here.
It's amazing to me after all these years of finding peace, finding that peace and contentment, finding it repeatedly again and again and again, and it's still elusive.
And it's all result of emotional unintelligence.
Yeah.
Because we were taught that we should not feel from childhood. We were in this full experience. Don't do this. Look over here. This is keys, and this is a tree, and this is this. Like, oh yeah. And now you're full of what everything is, and you lose the sense of magic. Yeah. And suddenly you divided, like, it says like you will kick yourself out of the kingdom the minute you start seeing good and bad in everything. And you make good and bad bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
And now you kick yourself out of paradise, and then you blame God for it. Oh, God kicked us out. Bullshit. Because we ate the apple. So no. I did it my way. All right.
That lasting contentment, like unto a lasting peace, would somehow stunt your growth.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
Can you see that your idea of growth was synonymous with your idea of learning?
Yes.
Yeah.
That you were always both awaiting and dreading your next learning challenge?
Yep.
Oh.
Now, why was that so?
Why was this so?
Yeah. Why was that so? I have an addiction.
There's this idea of being a better person.
Oh man,
that's addicted to
hell.
that.
That's a pure hell.
Learn more, be better, be more fucking perfect.
Yeah, more educated and more this and more that. And look at the hell we all live in.
Yeah.
Constant pressure, because no matter what you achieve, you still feel like it's not enough.
Yeah.
Never enough.
Most the biggest what's the biggest judgment everyone has? Not good enough. How many of you would relate to? Who would you be without that thought? Let's do that one.
Wow.
It's the same as, as you say, I am enough. It's the same as saying I am accomplished. I am accomplished. It is done.
Accomplished, exactly. So let's just do this for a second. This is again a feeling thing. What would be the feeling if you did not exist? If it did not exist, that sentence that you place upon yourself and you sentence yourself for years of prison of that particular sentence. You with me?
I'm not
Yes.
understanding.
Not quite.
Well, you know, every sentence, while you hold it, becomes a prison for you. If you believe it, it's going to affect you for so many years. So it's a life sentence to believe this. I met some people who in their 60s, 70s, they said, like, my whole life, that's all I believed.
Yeah.
Not good enough. Now, who would you be without that thought? How would you be?
One who's enough.
Be good enough.
Feel
Be
that.
good enough.
Now feel that. Feel enough.
Free.
Yes. Feel enough right now. Can you allow yourself to feel enough? Say yes.
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 Can you allow it more?
Yes.
Let's take this all the way to the end of cosmos. And even more.
Yes.
Feel it in your feet and your little toe. Good enough in my little toe. My feet. In my calves and my ankles. Imagine using good enough from your ankles, from your knees, from your legs, from the groin, from your butt, from your torso, from everywhere. There is no place in you. Your liver's oozing good enough. And allow it more until you feel the whole room. And then open the windows, and you know what to do next. Flood. Flood. Yeah, nice. Allow it even more. I'm good enough. Say it.
I'm good enough.
Hello.
I'm good enough.
Everyone, I'm declaring here and now that I'm good enough.
I am good.
I don't think I'm good enough. I'm freaking unique. Say, I am freaking unique.
I am freaking unique.
Exactly. There's no one like you. You guys kidding me? You're all gorgeous.
Unique.
There's no one like you. Good enough. Good enough for what? For who?
God.
God, you know, you saw the Last Judgment. God goes, good, you're not good enough? You kidding me? I created you.
It's almost, I'm just saying, almost even the idea of adding good there.
Yes.
Good has an opposite. I am enough.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
And then I am.
Yes. That's it.
And that's it. There's nothing else.
There's nothing else. I'm good enough. Someone tells you, or your mind tells you, you say, you know where you can go? Don't buy it. That's the tiny made idea. As if it was a tiny made idea, out of the tiny made idea came a prison in which we live in that is like not good enough. And then you go and study Course in Miracles for 40 years because you're not good enough. And drown yourself in spiritual concepts because you're not
learning.
Learning.
Yeah, learning. So here's an amazing invitation. End of learning. Good enough. I'm accomplished. I'm a perfect me. Yeah. And now look at everyone else and look at them like, wow, you're all unique people. You're all unique people. Like, look at that. Without all, like, now suddenly you see the face of Christ in everyone, and that's how you remember God. Jesus was an awesome example of it. He saw the face of Christ on his brothers and sisters and animals and everything, mountains. And that's how you remember God. A wholeness of everythingness. And in it, you are your unique self, like exquisite mess. Yeah. Beautiful. I'm enough. And see if you can sit in that for a few days. I'm enough. That's your next meditation. I'm enough. Not only that, I'm the accomplished. I am already perfect. You're perfect you, with all your little quirks and your little your little dramas and your little tensions and your little, constipations, whatever it is. Perfectly constipated. Yeah. Are you saying something, Kim?
Sorry, I just thought if I am enough, then I also have enough.
Bingo.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
From that experience, you begin to birth a new world. Imagine living like this. I'm enough. I'm perfect as I am. And this is not an affirmation on top of, oh, I feel like shit, but I'm perfect. No, it's really true.
Yeah, there's a big difference from how you come to it, isn't it?
Yeah, it's how you come to it.
Yeah.
Because we
Can you
dislodged the
repeat that,
old
Cole?
structure. So we created the old world. That's gone now. You're going to see everything anew, and you will begin to see it from the vision or from observance. You see,
but also because we just had the experience of it.
Yes.
So we can say that in truth,
Yes.
that's true. But if you didn't have the experience of it and you're still feeling like shit, you can't say it. It's not true.
So now go and multiply. Yeah, go from this place and multiply. Multiply that. Yeah.
Oh,
which
go
is
forth
what?
and multiply. Go forth and multiply.
That's it. See, now you get it. Now you get it. Why it's a great statement.
That's right.
It didn't go and screw somebody so you can make these kids that are gonna be as screwed up as you are.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's awesome.
It's cool. Oh. Wow.
It always works when there's 13 of us here. Because each of you is the Christ, and this is your discipleship, and you're oozing at it. Your multiplication, you multiply your light, project it on all your brothers and sisters around you. How beautiful! We were just waiting for Andy to top it up. Andy came with lights. Check him out. You see, the light has come. All right, guys, that's pretty good, eh?
I want to share a little
I'm
synchronicity.
glad to come today. Yeah.
What'd you say?
2 nights ago, I watched a film called Love is in the Air. And there was a character played by Chris Messina who did exactly what Anthony Verity does with the statue busker. And I'm like, oh, Anthony, yeah. I wonder how Anthony is. And then here he is.
Ta-da! Hi, Annalise. How are you?
Love is in the air.
Love is in the air, indeed.
Good to see you.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah. I guess literally it's in the air. Yeah.
That's it.
We breathe it. Breathe it in and out.
And we are the air. We are the heir to the throne.
You got to get it out of your body by feeling it.
Yeah.
You don't feel it, ain't it. Yeah. You can't see God, but you definitely can feel God, right? And God is not a feeling, but feeling is that thing with which you can recognize God. And that's the end of your theology. Yeah.
I was watching something of Bruce Lee last night, and he hits his student on the head. He goes, "Don't think, feel."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Feeling is the secret, guys. That's it. He's gonna go into that when we get to the days. He's gonna go big time on feeling, like big time. Eventually, when you go back to Course in Miracles, you realize the word feel is everywhere. He actually tells you, just feel that, feel this, feel that. And we read through it and we don't apply. It's like, that's why it says, you know, you have to have an experience. What is experience? You got to feel something. He says, seek only that and do not let theology delay you. Every time you don't feel something, you're delaying. It's a delaying maneuver. Addiction to thinking. Now, here's another secret. When you begin to feel more, your mind will stop thinking. Yeah, because when you feel, you don't think too much, do you? Yeah. Yeah. That's it.
Blank mind.
Yeah. Well, what actually happens, your mind will turn into presence. It will become present for the feeling. So that becomes the Father. That becomes the exquisite godlike presence that is present for the mother, which is the feeling. So it can birth the child of the two, the full alignment of the electromagnetic field, you know, the father, mother, you know, or father and his will to dilute it into the Course language. What is the will of God? The great.
I kept hearing the word sentience lately. We're sentient beings.
Yeah.
And when I look it up, it says sense perception not involving intelligence or mental perception. Feeling. Yeah.
Beautiful. Oh my God. Yeah. Can you put it into the
chat?
Just Google the word. You just have to Google sentience.
Wow, that's beautiful.
Funny, because I think it often gets sort of translated, you know, in context as thinking.
Yeah, sentience means
completely the opposite.
Yeah, having the capacity to have feelings.
Wow.
This requires a level of awareness and cognitive ability.
Fantastic.
There is evidence for sophisticated cognitive concepts and for both positive and negative feelings in a wide range of non-human animals. So animals have food. Yeah.
And it's not a sentence.
No.
No. And listen to me, guys. You know what mind is? You know how when you say mind, where do you point to when we say mind? Where would you point to? In here. You know what it says in the dictionary? Same thing as sentient. It says the part of you that feels and thinks. That's what mind is. And then of course people says your mind is split. What is it split from?
The heart.
When you split from feeling, you split your mind as well. But first, the atonement is become one with the feeling again. That's the atonement. So no, we don't say atonement, we say atonement. Yeah, go and study that.
Yeah.
But you don't become it. You got to become one with your whole self, good, bad, ugly, and magnificent, all of it. That's atonement. Yeah. All right, guys.
Wow.
Nice. Thanks for that.
Thanks, Carl. That was full.
Thanks for sharing.
Awesome.
Good group.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Beautiful.
That was amazing. Thank you.
Yeah.
That was a beautiful demonstration of not learning. Just like
As being.
You know?
I learned what sentient means, though. Oh my God. The ego is so sneaky.
So good, guys.
So where are we going to start next week?
We're up to 12.
We need to continue.
Don't lose that page.
Ooh. We could continue. We could continue.
Yeah.
Now.
Or we could continue with it next week.
Oh.
Stay content, guys.
Yeah. But there you go, guys. You know that somebody said, let's slow down, and that's it. Like, we got to slow it down to the level, because you see, feelings are much slower. So when you go fast, your feelings cannot register.
Yeah.
When you say one word over and over, you know how I say, allow yourself to feel contentment, right? If you keep staying with it, you begin to manifest it in you as a living experience. When you read fast, your feelings are like, I can't register, thank you. So slow it down. When you slow down, that's why Jesus says in every lessons of A Course in Miracles says, repeat the lesson to yourself slowly. Why does he say it? So you begin to feel it. Say, I am the light of the world.
You can see that he gave that demonstration when the prostitute was brought to him. And he just drew in the dirt. He took his time. He didn't just try and make an answer.
Beautiful.
Beautiful, huh?
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah, I use the playback speed. I lower it. I slow it down on YouTube or anything I'm listening to.
Yeah.
All right.
It's great.
That's why when I'm recording all the lessons of A Course in Miracles every day, notice how slow they are. Yeah? Why? So we can register every single word. So the word becomes flesh. The flesh becomes an experience.
Wow.
Try it for a week. Try speaking really slowly. Amazing how much feeling will be able to join in your life. Like really slowly. I mean, super slowly.
Okay.
Yeah. Now.
Sorry, guys. I've got to go. Bye-bye.
Talking. See you, brother.
Bye,
See you, everybody.
lovely to see you.
Yeah,
Bye, Mark.
guys.
Lovely to have you here, brother.
Yeah, bye-bye. Love you guys too. Very, very, very much.
Yeah. We feel it.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, everyone who's been here today.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So,
Thank you.
Guys, thank you.
I knew I had to come today.
I'll send you the recording.
Yes, please do.
Actually, it's gonna be on our YouTube, so just join in. All right, guys.
Bye. Thank you.
Save us, Kevin.